Hey, Carolyn. How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you. I just unmuted. I didn't know I was muted. Yeah,
Oh,
hi.
yeah. I'm so happy that we got to hang out today.
It's great. Yeah, me too.
So I know we are always in our MIU cohort together for our EDD program, but part of my journey has been to be just know myself more. And I think what I'm learning is I get to know myself more the more I know other people and be present with others. And you're one of the people that I really have not been able to have any just one-on-one time with as much, but I just adore and admire you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I wonder if you'd give me permission to record,
Of
because
course.
I'd like to record this too.
Yeah, I can even share it with you. Um, but are you able to record or does it request my permission?
It says send request, so I'm going to send the request.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you. Looks like it's approved.
Good.
Okay, cool.
Yes, because we're both doing, well, you have a whole other assignment of being um speaking and s-
Yeah,
taking
I do a lot
taking
of different things in relation to coaching. So I
yeah.
really appreciate that you wanted to talk to me about becoming a coach.
I do. I really want to know how you even ended up here. I'm fascinated because I came to the program not knowing coaching was part of it. And so it's just sort of fell into my lap. And
Uh-huh.
I kind of even turned my nose up at coaching,
Really?
dare I say. Yeah. I was like, that's not a real job. But now, now I actually do it for free, for now at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you seem very gifted at it.
Well, I can go back to the Wayback Machine and talk a little bit about how I got into it. Um, so back in the 80s, I decided that I wanted to go for a master's in counseling program, and I was living in Southern California. And so I enrolled in one of the state schools for that. And the program is so big, so many students, and it didn't ha at all have the intimacy that we have in our program. And, you were totally on your own. Maybe you could find some people to study with, but, it wasn't like a cohort. And I just did not like it. And then, and I tried some other schools and they were okay, but it didn't really satisfy me. And the thing that was really hard is, I wanted to go for the marriage and family therapist license.
Hmm.
And in order to get that license, you have to have had 3,000 supervised hours. Most of those not being paid for. You're not paid for it. They're mostly volunteer hours, and it takes a very long time. And if you're a student or trying to work and do that, or trying to get your hours and not get paid for them, it's really not a good deal.
Yeah.
So I just decided with the training that I had, and I was very interested at that time in transactional analysis and Gestalt. And so I got accepted to train with the Transactional Analysis Association in the Bay Area. And so I went into training with them and went to all these workshops that got paid for. I had a scholarship
Oh,
and studied with all these different therapists. And so, and I'm looking at, well, do I want to go back to a master's program and graduate with all that and do the 3,000 hours? And so I just started coaching people. I just started seeing people. I had an office and I started seeing people.
how did you find clients?
Um, how did I find clients? Um, sometimes through 12-step programs because I was in 12-step programs. And this is back before the internet. So I would put little ads in these little papers, and get clients that way. And then friends would tell friends. It was word of mouth. And so I had a fairly full practice for a while. And then the state of California got real, every now and then they'll do a, a witch hunt and they'll sweep, people that don't have licenses and threaten them and take them to court and all that stuff. So I just decided I didn't want to go through all that. And long story short, I left the state. I moved to New Mexico, or to Texas first and then New Mexico. And there were about 10 years in there that I didn't coach. I taught in community colleges and universities, but I
Wait,
didn't.
what did you teach? That's amazing.
I taught history, I taught English, I taught ESL, taught a number of
How did
different.
you get all of these teaching jobs with coaching as your background? Or did you have more that I just don't know about?
Well, I had a master's in history.
Okay.
And so I was able to teach in community college. I taught in Juarez, Mexico for 3 years. I lived in El Paso and I went across, the border every day and taught. And that was a wonderful job. But, with a master's, I was able to teach in community college. So that's what
I
I
didn't
did.
I didn't realize you already had a master's. I must have not been listening.
That's okay. So then when I moved to Boulder, Colorado in 2009, I decided, I'm going to start coaching again. And so I did. And, again, mostly word of mouth. And then with Zoom and everything being online, that just made it so much easier. I've written a number of books, so some people know me through that. Did a lot of podcasts, a lot of interviews. I have a YouTube channel.
Oh
So
my
people
God.
have found me, people have found me through that. Um,
Talking to the right person then. I had no idea that you had all of this experience with being seen and heard.
yeah, yeah, I have. And so, it's kind of like I started a couple years ago, 3 years ago, actually. I'd been meditating for all these years, and I just got real curious about MIU. I was able to take an advanced course, an advanced technique course. The teachers came through my area in Boulder, Colorado. And as a result of taking that advanced technique, I just got more curious about MIU and I thought, what are they doing these days? So I started taking some non-credit online courses, that had to do with meditation. And then I was really drawn to the university's program on consciousness and human potential. And I started looking at that and I thought, I'd really like to get back into deepening my meditation and learning more about where it comes from. So I enrolled and got accepted in a master's in consciousness and human potential. So I'm about halfway through that program. This is a couple years ago. And I met this woman online who was in our program, not our class, but she's the year ahead of us.
Yeah.
She told me about this program. I go, you are kidding me. MIU has a program like that? Whoa. So I checked it out. I emailed Mike. I had a conversation with Mike. He encouraged me to be interviewed by him and Lisa and Gordon. So I got the interview, I got accepted, and here I am.
I am so happy that you are here.
Yeah, thank you. And I am too. And I really want to complete this because I didn't complete the master's in counseling. I didn't complete, getting licensed. I just want to EDD. I have no intention of getting any kind of license, but I really would like to coach full time and have a full practice. That's what I really long for.
So, uh, there was one point when I wanted to ask you, just curiously, how did MIU end up in your field? Like, did you see an ad? Did you know somebody?
I've been a meditator for 46 years, and I've known
Through TM.
about, yes,
Okay.
uh, and I've known about MIU, and I didn't pay attention to MIU for a lot of years. It's like I just do my program every day, twice a day, very happy with it. And then I get this email from my TM teachers locally that said, so and so are coming through and teaching advanced techniques. So I signed up. I took the first advanced technique, and then I got very curious about MIU. Oh, I wonder what MIU is doing these days. And that's when I went back, looked at the website, and started to take these other non-credit courses online with MIU that were totally related to meditation. And then I decided to sign up for the Human Masters in Human Potential, um, which had nothing to do with coaching, you know,
Hmm.
for my own enrichment. Then I find out about our program.
My dog is bothering me.
Oh, I understand that one.
So okay, yeah. So I had a similar experience
Tell me.
to just finding the program by all of a sudden looking on MIU's website and then it was not there. It was it just simply our EDD just simply was not there 1 month and then a month
Wow,
later I went back and then it was there. Whoa. Did I
really?
just manifest this program? And so that's how I found it. But you know, when I when I hear you, when I talk to you, when I um the more I get to know you, the the words that come to me are like a quiet power. And sometimes I wonder if I'm just projecting because y you don't, we both kind of don't say that much. We both have a sort of quiet power to us, but yours comes off totally different than mine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference in age, and you have your style of power, and I have my style of power, and I don't say much. You know, as you know, I've gotten a lot of trouble because I don't say much. Um, and sometimes I feel self-conscious. I feel like, well, I'm the oldest person in the class, and they just think I'm an old geezer, and they don't want to hear from me. There's one part of me that says that. And sometimes it's like, don't show off, you know a lot of stuff, but don't show off. Um, so there's all kinds of stuff going on but I think the part of being a wise person is knowing when to speak and knowing when not to speak. So I weigh that a lot in our classes. Should I say something or not? And so mostly I'm just quiet until it's my time to speak.
Yeah, gosh, those are not the thoughts that I think of you at all. What you think of yourself or what you potentially have thought before.
Yeah.
Not at all. I just have a lot of admiration, but I also never thought you were that quiet, only because I had you in some groups.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I knew that there was a lot in there that you would share, but in class, I'm just quiet because, I'm just kind of learning. I just want to listen.
Right. Me too.
Yeah. But I guess the question I was gonna ask is also how does that show up in your coaching? Because now while I'm coaching and learning how to be a better coach, the quiet power is helpful. And like you said, like the part where our own wisdom helps our clients, that's still something I'm finessing. So I'm just kind of wondering how does that come up for you? and you've been coaching for a lot longer. So how do you tune into like, okay, this is when I'm gonna share what I'm seeing, whether it's helpful or if it just must be said.
Yeah, both. Um, so I have tremendous respect and awe for people who've been doing this a lot longer than I have, like Mike and Karen and John. Well, maybe John hasn't been doing it as long as I have, but the others have been doing it a long time. And I am loving relearning a lot of things that I learned way back in the day, because this program is bringing up a lot of memories of the stuff that I learned originally and some new material. So I'm loving all of that. And I consider myself a student, not an expert. I've got this wisdom, I've got this experience, um, but I defer to people that have been doing it longer than me. Um, and that's the way I want to continue to do it. And I'm looking forward to getting into the dissertation. I think I'm going to do the autoethnography, which is, a dissertation on my own journey, which he said we can do. Um,
Wow.
and so, yeah, I mean, I
What would that be like? Do you have like a little blurb?
Yeah, I think it would be, just starting with your childhood and going up through um, the beginning of your therapy, going, deeply into your therapy, going deeply into what you've learned in this program. Um, he's explained it in one of our classes. I can't remember which one it was. It
Mhm.
wasn't too long ago. He explained what that is.
Yeah, yeah. And so I do remember him saying that, but what would your journey be of emergence?
Well, it's all emergence. It's like from the first really good therapy that I had, which was for 11 years, twice a week. I was really in crisis and just having to go deep inside myself and work on these very painful issues. Um, and then becoming a therapist, and then later becoming a coach and doing this program. For me, that's all emergence.
Yeah, yeah. Can you see my emergence?
Oh, of course. Yes.
What
Yes.
do you see? Hmm.
Well, when we first started this program, I didn't know you. Um, I sort of knew that you were a teacher and you were with a school district. Um, but, it's like my sense of you was that you were very afraid to speak and that when you did speak, you had these issues with your voice and really having your voice and speaking up. Um, and then our now last fall when we did our first coming together as a group is like I was very distant from everybody.
Hmm.
It's kind of like who are these people and what are we all going to do together and then when we did the group process this winter, is when I really began to embrace the program and the people in it. And then I've just, since I've broken through my own isolation and I'm speaking up more and offering more in the program, it's like I'm seeing everybody differently. So I'm seeing you come into your power, that you're speaking up and you're emerging and you're just taking what you're learning in this program and utilizing it all over the place.
Yeah,
And I'm really happy to be with you in the program.
me too. Me too. That's pretty much how it feels for me.
Hmm.
is sort of like having a family feel that
Yes.
that I get to recreate. I love my family, but this is different. Like a family with brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles and the
Yeah.
whole family
Hmm.
gets together 3 times a week,
Yeah.
and we just kind of dig in and learn about each other and with positive regard, not
Absolutely.
what I grew up with necessarily. I think the intentions were positive, but my parents, my family just they were in survival mode, so it was different. Um, and they didn't have any therapy. They didn't know anything about why we did what we did. So it's like just relearning who I could be now, who I can be now.
Right.
And that's just very unique to, I thought I knew everything about self-development. I just did. Um, and I think a lot of people, even in the TM movement, thought they did too.
Oh
That's
yeah.
what it
Oh yeah.
sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah. I avoided the TM movement for decades. Um, and that's why I was really surprised when I took that advanced course. I took that advanced technique. I was surprised that I got curious about MIU and that I wanted to take those online non-credit courses. Um, and and I also realized that I had avoided TM, not the practice, but the people, because it was always all you have to do is meditate. All you have to do is meditate. And so that's why I was blown away when I found out that this program was at MIU. It's like, what?
Yeah.
These people are opening up to that? Oh
Yeah.
my God, what's going to happen? And I got really scared. I thought, well, they're going to kick they're going to kick the right graduate school people out. They're not going to accept this program. They're going to fight it. And
Mm.
there has been a lot of fighting, as Mike has talked about, a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Poor Mike would not want to be in his shoes.
Yeah.
Um, but it seems like increasingly they're embracing it.
Hmm.
Thank God.
Yeah. Yeah. I love this. I love that you said that because that's something I've been utilizing with. I can be kind of dramatic, but it's it's for the good because I'll say when you said there's been a lot of fighting, but it's like, ooh, to live in the way that I fight for something
Yeah,
that's so
yeah,
alive. Like,
yeah,
what will
yeah.
I fight for? What will I die for? What will I stand on? What will I live for? Just like to be like
Yes,
that concrete. And so, yeah, it's a struggle, I'm sure, but wow, what a thing to fight for.
absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
I mean, my life has completely changed. So I can't imagine. And that, it's only been, I think, for 2 years. The
Yeah,
program's only been there for 2 years. So,
right.
yeah, so you said you have books and you have a coaching practice.
Mhm.
And so how do people find you now?
Okay, so I have a website, carolynbaker.net, and people can go there and learn more about my work and see the books I've written. And then I have right on the home page, I have a little video about emergence coaching.
Mm.
So you can contact me there. Um,
Oh, wonderful. And what's your YouTube?
it's just Carolyn Baker channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you use your YouTube?
Um, Different people want to interview me, or I want to interview different people, and that's where I put all the videos.
Okay, so it's interviews. I was curious if it had like coaching, coaching your clients or anything like.
No, no, it doesn't have any coaching sessions on it.
Mhm.
I talked a little bit about coaching in some of the videos, but not much.
Beautiful. And um, was there anything that I didn't ask you that you would like me to know or that you would like me to ask you?
Well, I'm curious about what you're going to do with this conversation and where you're going to post it.
Yeah, yeah, totally. I have a YouTube channel. It's called Heart Led Ed,
Okay.
and that is where I pretty much post just anything that I record on Zoom with people that I learn from,
Okay.
such as this time. And I think that is how I use it. But, professionally, I think that it's helpful for me because I've been looking at some of my older videos and
Mm-hmm.
I get to see my own progress.
Mm. Hmm.
And I love having this documentation of me because
Yeah.
um, part of my journey is like a bit of disassociation from me, just always in service to others. And so I don't really see me, um, you know, even just simple things of like wearing clothes that are too baggy or not the right size, just hiding. And so it helps me to know that I'm not hiding anymore.
Mm. Great. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. I've
Um,
been also wanting to ask you what subject you teach.
oh, I teach special ed and I teach
Oh, okay.
adults. I teach adults for
Okay.
their students that are learning just life skills and things like this. But
Mhm.
one thing that I am cultivating to conscious competency is the power of my softness.
Mhm.
So this is just something like doctors well, and a lot of people say that I'm so good at, and it works so well with my students because I don't know why yet. I'm still working on why.
Well, they need softness, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so just really sort of understanding and being with that softness.
Yeah.
Um, and so that's sort of why I asked you, oh, what do you see? Uh, because I'm still actually not sure about why it is powerful. I I'm
Mm.
really still trying to understand because um I'm I'm reframing my own beliefs about my softness. I'm only seeing it through what other people see.
How were you seeing it before?
I saw it as something people didn't notice and something that people don't listen to or hear or
Mm.
yeah, something that people ignore. They just like I felt like I was ignored.
Oh, okay.
At least adults, like I mean, outside of work.
Right.
But I think that's me ignoring me.
Mhm.
I was ignoring myself. So I, yeah, how it's really been powerful for me to be with my softness, to be soft on me.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I think this is where the learnings are coming in.
Well, a lot of people are soft, but they're not conscious. They're not they're
Mhm.
not they don't be with their softness in a conscious way, and they don't understand that it can be powerful. You now understand that. And you're with your softness in a conscious way. You let other people see it in a conscious way. And that's how it becomes empowering.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because I would be soft and quiet.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm soft and talkative.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Good for you. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Um, how will you use the video?
How what? How will I use the video?
Yeah.
Uh, I'll probably put it on my YouTube channel.
Yay!
Yeah.
That's so exciting for me.
Yeah. And we'll see what happens. I also have a Substack column that I post an article a week. It's on Fridays when I post my article. It's just called Carolyn's blog on Substack.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
What do you talk about?
Well, I've been an activist for decades, and I'm very concerned about what's happening in the world with the environment, with you know, the spread of authoritarianism and all of that. And, the bleak picture that our world seems to be going into. And how do people be with that emotionally and spiritually? That's what my work has been all about.
Hmm.
So that's what I post about. And right now, I'm talking about emotional intelligence. Last week's article was on fear. This coming Friday's article is going to be on anger.
Wow. Do you have subscribers that you send it to, or do people just naturally find you?
People just naturally find me, and then a lot of people subscribe. And right now I'm not charging anything. You can subscribe for free. And I think after I've been, had the column for maybe a year or so, I'll start charging.
Mhm.
But right now I just want to get a lot of subscribers.
That's beautiful. How does that feel for you to put it out that way in written form?
Feels great. Which has been my forte. I mean, I've written 15 books, and I've had a website with lots of articles that I've written. And so it's like writing is my thing. And I've got in my astrological chart, I've got most of the activity in the third house, which is communication, writing, and speaking. And so, it's kind of like I didn't ask for this, but I got it and I'm glad.
Yeah, and I remember just bring up your astrology. Your birthday in Vegas is coming up, right?
Yes,
In
it is.
summer?
And Marcia's having a big party for me.
Yeah, and I'm going.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so excited. And so wait, does that mean you are a Leo? Is that the month of
That
Leo?
means I'm a Leo, a sun rising Leo, and moon rising Leo.
What? Oh my
I'm,
goodness.
I'm a double Leo at Gemini rising.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I would, gosh, it's so interesting how we perceive certain signs to be because, um, but again, I'm only seeing you in class when we're,
Well, wait till we get to the party.
yeah, I'm
You'll see
excited.
my Leo.
Yes. Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Well, this has been just so enjoyable. And anytime
Likewise.
you ever want to do this, anytime you want to jump on, I just love doing things like this.
Me
Um,
too.
thanks. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Susan.
Thank you, Carolyn. I'll see you in class in a little bit.
You betcha.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.